everyone. Today I'm here with Jennifer, Charlene, and our guest star, Stacey Haruman.
Hi everyone.
Hi. So we're here today with Stacey, who's our sixth guest star for our program, The Academic Life of a Top Student. And she's planning to attend either University of College London or University of Michigan Ann Arbor. And she'll be majoring in biological sciences. So hi Stacey, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm a recent graduate from National High Decor School, and I'm happy to be here.
So first question is, what are some job opportunities you get for your major?
As a future biological science major, you get to be a researcher, obviously. You get to do a lot of different kinds of research. And the ones I'm really interested in is genetics and medicine. So I'm trying to find how they relate and connect and how it can help people in the future. And I feel like other things that you can do is work with vaccines, like currently how we had the mRNA vaccine. You can work to research on that. I feel like pharmacy is a good can be a good option as well, but usually that has its own major. And I know a lot of people, they sometimes take like biological sciences or biomed engineering to prepare for what do you call it again? Untuk become to become a doctor.
Usually medicine ada their own.
There's some people that like to take like biomed before they go to medical school.
So you want medicine, right? Do you want medicine?
No. I'm looking into that researcher scientist route.
Do you have any quicker methods on quicker mathematical computing?
I'm a Kumon kid, so I don't know what else to say except go to Kumon.
Dude, I joined Kumon last time, was so bad. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Stopped after like a month.
I know like everyone who's joined Kumon hates Kumon, but let's be every Kumon kid are the ones that are good at math. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Kumon is just a lot of repetition. Definitely, if you want to be better at mental sums. Something that my parents did for me was that back in primary, I was not allowed to have a calculator. So, yeah. So, if you really want to improve mental sums, the thing with Kumon is that you're also not allowed to have a calculator in when you're studying and stuff. So, that's how you get better at mental sums. Just don't have your calculator with you, and slowly like you'll just get the hang of it. And Kumon is just repetition, like I said. It's just doing things over and over again until you get good at it. So yeah.
And then there's me. It's like, what is 16 minus 9? Let's check the calculator.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. Maybe I'm wrong.
I always double check. What is 1 plus 1?
Yeah. No,
Yeah, dude,
I
in
mean, like,
exam.
because I'm always someone who gets careless mistakes in math, so it's become a habit for me to always check.
Okay, so next question. What do you think will be the future of genetics moving forward?
Future genetics. Right now, what we're trying to do with genetics, I feel like it's just trying to find cures for certain diseases. I know there are some research into cloning, but like I don't think that will happen anytime soon for humans, especially because trying to find human like subjects to experiment on is difficult. And like let's be real, who wants their DNA to be cloned, right? So I don't think cloning is something anyone needs to be afraid of right now. Although there is like cloning for dogs. We've done a lot of animal cloning just so that we can have a lot of animals that have the same characteristics that might be useful for research. So I feel like that's where cloning is used for genetics. And other than that, yeah, I think it's just trying to figure out what genes may lead to what diseases or what illnesses, and finding out a way to treat that.
So in a way, it's like prevention.
Yes. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a thing where you can go to, I forgot what like, it's like a clinic, and they get your DNAs, and like if you get married and like, you know, you have a partner, and then you go to a clinic, they can like analyze your genetics and stuff and tell you, oh, this is how many percent like your child might have this illness or whatever. Yeah.
So when you write your personal statement, what did you want to emphasize on?
I'll talk about US first because I think it's the easier one to talk about. For US, your Common App essay, it's not really called a personal statement. For the US Common App essay, you really want to emphasize on writing a unique experience, a really unique story that talks about you as a person. So, if like you're someone who's really interested in helping other people, maybe you can talk about a unique story and how you helped someone and how that made you feel. Like I've read a lot of different examples before writing my Common App essay, and there's a wide range of the kind of stories that you can write. There's someone who wrote about being there on their grandma's deathbed, or nursing a like wounded bird back to being healthy. Like those kind of stories, even if it's not too like unique, like try to make it as unique as it is to you. Talk about your emotions during that time. Basically talk about how you felt, make it unique to you, and try to connect it with your characteristics, like what parts of you that you think can be good and can be useful to other people. So for the UK, you mainly had to talk about your achievements. So you talk a lot about like, oh yeah, I did this in 11th grade, and I achieved this, I did that, and you talk about how it connects to your strengths as well. So like, I know I can talk about my internship, and then you can talk about how that made you more curious and how it helped you in studying, something like that.
So the next question is, did you use a college counselor outside of school, and do you think they are necessary?
Personally, I did use a college counselor, but I know people that did not. And in all honesty, I feel like it's not really required. Like, yes, they're nice to have. Like they're really helpful in managing your essays and stuff. But about the NH counseling, like they won't really check in with your progress because they have to manage so many students, right? So they have like, I don't know, 10 students. I don't know, it depends on your batch, right? But like, 10 students per teacher. That's a lot of people to manage. So they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, are you done with your essay? Oh yeah, have you finished this? Have you finished that? They're not gonna do that. They're gonna tell you what you have to do, and then you're gonna have to manage things yourself. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, I have to set this deadline for this essay, and then I need to finish that at that time. So I feel when it comes to managing time and stuff, an outside counselor is really helpful. And obviously they're really helpful when it comes to editing. But what I found to be one of the best things was just asking your friends to help you with your essays. What I did was that I basically had a Google Drive, and me and my friends all uploaded our essays on that Google Drive. So we had each other's essays as an example. So if we have like maybe the UPenn essay prompt and the UW essay prompt, and they're pretty similar, like I can always look at my friend's essay and be like, oh, okay, so this is how they wrote it out. Okay, so this is an important point that I should include. So things like that, I feel like it's really important. Yeah, I think like literally just asking your friends to review your essay is already good enough because they are a good judge of your character. They know if your essay sounds like you. Because
Yeah.
sometimes if you have outside counselors, the editors might edit too much and it doesn't sound like you anymore.
Did you take any internships? And if you did, can you talk about your experience?
I basically was at a orthopedic like hospital, like a clinic, sorry, not a hospital, at a clinic. And I just helped the doctor out with filing paperwork and basically like an assistant guy secretary gitu. But yeah, that one was not too long, so like I didn't get like to experience too much and like nggak kebanyakan. So the one that I actually had a lot of experience from was the one at genetics. I think I was there for about a month. I mean, I didn't actually go to the company because masih pandemic, so it was all online. But basically what I did for the company was that I wrote articles for them and I did some research. I looked through their own, like the biotech company themselves publish their own research as well. So I also wrote like, how do I say it? Yeah, basically I guess it's not really peer reviewed, but like, basically I read through their research as well, and like I also made articles based off of that.
Where do you find internships?
Personally, my internships, see, I tahu from a cousin. So like my cousin works there, so that's how I got to know like the CEO. And then I basically, I emailed the CEO going like, hey, are you okay with me being an intern here? And then she was like, okay, let me just see how good your writing skills are. So then she like emailed me like a prompt and everything, and I had to like, so that's how I got the position basically. I know there's definitely a way you can reach out from like the NH counselors. Like you can always ask them to help you out. Even if it's not an internship, like joining like a science camp or something like that, like it can definitely boost your portfolio. Basically, just make sure that you get involved in activities that you're passionate in, or like what that connects with your future major.
Did you take AP exams? Aside from taking A levels, do you think it's necessary as a method to strengthen your application?
Personally, I think that AP exams are not necessary. I did want to take them, but I didn't get the chance to because of the pandemic. So it was a bit hard for me to get an exam time that worked with my schedule. But I don't think an AP exam is required. Your A levels are, if you go to UK University, obviously it's good enough. And if you go to the US, most of our A level subjects can be exchanged for credits. I mean, it really depends on the university, but with UMich, so University of Michigan Ann Arbor, I know that each A-level subject can be exchanged for 6 to 9 credits. So if I were to go to UMich, I'd have 3 A-level subjects because GPR will not be counted. So that becomes around 18 to 27 credits, which is a lot. So yeah, if it adds up to 27 credits, it's like you're already a sophomore there. You can skip like 1 year basically.
Okay, so someone asked if you have any tips on note taking.
Oh. I really like note taking. I think Charlene can attest to that. When it comes to note taking, what works for me best is basically, everyone has different processes. I think the good thing, the hardest thing about note taking is just being able to find a method that works the best for you. For me, it's my study process is taking notes during class and then reviewing them again while reading through the textbook later. So I'll highlight the textbook again and then fill in any notes that I left out, basically. Fill in any information that I left out. And I always try to make my notes look good, because in that aspect, I know it makes it a bit more time consuming, but by making it look good, it helps me like visualize the page during like an exam. So like in the middle of the exam, I'd be like, oh wait, I know I wrote this down somewhere before. And then I basically like visualize the page that I wrote my notes down. And then I just try to look for that chunk of information. So that's kind of how my way of note taking helps me. But yeah, I think the best thing about note taking is that it basically forces you to pay attention to what happens in class. Like you need to hear what your teacher's saying to be able to write things down. Unless you're just like copying whatever's on the slides or whatever's on the board, then I don't think that's efficient anymore. But yeah, just try to find the thing that works best for you.
I usually make my notes pretty so that I'll be to study. I just look at
Yeah,
it.
right?
Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, right? It also motivates you to study. You're like, oh yeah, cantik banget. Oh, udah. I'm happy gitu.
Okay, so how did you choose your major and why biological science?
How did I choose my major? I feel like at least by 9th grade, like, you know, when you get to choose your subject and stuff, you should know at least like a direction that you want to go. Like, do you want to go STEM? Do you want to go business? Do you want to go humanities or whatever, right? It doesn't have to be super specific. It can be still general. But I knew that by 9th grade that I wanted to take a science route. Like, I wanted to be in STEM. I didn't want to be in business. It was just not my thing. So back in 9th grade, I took triple sciences. And then for my A levels and AS levels, I took bio and chemistry. I dropped physics. So out of bio and chemistry, I actually, at first, I was gonna take biochemistry for my majors, because after looking at like the prerequisites for jobs, maybe biochemistry basically is more needed, I guess. More basically, you can be employed faster. And the problem with just taking a full science route is that maybe sometimes you need to do further studies, like going for your master's. But yeah, how I decided with biological sciences was just that, yeah, I knew that I wanted to take a science route. I wanted to have some sort of biology. That's why it was between biological sciences and biochemistry. So when I sent in my UK application, my majors, like for I think 2 of the schools was biosciences, and 2 of them was biochemistry, and then 1 of them was something in genetics. I kind of forgot, but like basically genetics, yeah. So yeah, I was still undecided kind of, but it was definitely between those 2 majors.
Okay, so now we're doing a lot of uni research, right? Like so much like currently. So do you have any tips on how to conduct this uni research?
to be very honest with you, I feel like this is also something that outside counselors do really good at. Like uni research, they can help you a lot with uni research. So if that's something that you're a bit scared of, like outside counselors can really help with that. But if you yourself, like, you're really ambitious and like you want to get that really good why our uni essay, then you really have to put in time into researching on that university. You have to look through the different programs, their different research programs, what kind of classes they offer. Usually, like, most of the things you can always find on the university's website. But like I said, I also had a lot of help from my friends. So if you have a friend that's like super niat, basically half of the job is done for you. So either you get a friend or you do the work yourself. Basically, friendship. Sorry, my mind kind of blanked out. Time management. Definitely time management. Like, I know it's hard, but time management. Like, I know a lot of people emphasize on it, but it really is important.
Okay then, thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and thank you to the audience for asking her some questions. I hope her tips will be very helpful for university applications in the future. Thank you.